y'all. Go to
Okay.
YouTube. He said he been looking. Hey man, I'm there for you, man. I'm there for you, Dion. Right there on YouTube. It's popping. Share that. Share that show. Share the YouTube feed because we don't got nobody listening on YouTube. But Patience said part of the problem is that we're being fed this ideology of two parties, and people become more loyal to a party than they do to their morals and values.
Mm,
This is why we are
mm.
called the party poopers on this
Right,
show.
right,
We poop on both parties for the egregious treatment of our people
right.
in this city, in this country, on this planet. Historically, right? These parties don't serve us. And so I don't believe in partisan politics over people. It's one of my issues with some of my conservative brothers who drink the Kool-Aid of the Republican Party, because my thing
Mm.
is not to say, that Democrats are better than Republicans, but their rhetoric and their line of thinking and their methodology and ideology sometimes is just wacky. Like, bro, you drinking goofy juice. What the fuck are you talking about? We don't get into that too because we talking about blackness. There's a
Right.
number, man. There's a number. There's a number. There's a number. Y'all have me reading all night, which is good for my literary skills, but my jawbone take let me shut up. Pause. I don't want to say nothing like that. No, never mind my jawbone. We got to be very careful over here.
Man, let them think what they think, man. You
No, no, no. Pay that man. Pay that man. Pay that man. But nah, 262-202-5131, man. There's a cash app down there. If you feel, you want to support. People say, how can I support you? Hit that goddamn cash app if you want to support me. Because this shit costs money. But yeah, I see you, Dion James. He said I'm in this bitch. Yeah, so call in, man. Other than that, I'll just keep popping the chat room like I was. Um, so when I talk about, we had this conversation about who's woke, right? We
Yeah.
have this conversation about who's militant. We have this conversation about who's a sellout, who's a coon. Uh, 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 we talk about, who's soft, who's hard, who's real black, who ain't, who's a step and fetch it. People say I'm a whole vibe, I'm a real one. We talk about all of that kind of stuff. And where do you draw the line at, right? Because we ask this question: if a brother is about his community and about his people, is it okay if he has a white girl? Some people say yes. Some people say hell no. Nah. He don't really love his people if he ain't with a black woman. So if you got a black woman, you're less black. It takes black points away from you. Right? Okay. If you see a brother at work and he's pretty much doing what he's told and he's being very affable, as they say to the white folks, putting smiles on their faces and whatnot, telling stories, doing kind of characters, and you say, look at this motherfucking buck dancing ass nigga. He's black, but does he lose points? And I say you're less black for that, for having done that. Right? And how many points can you lose before your blackness is actually all the way gone? I'd like to know. Because with a lot of the stuff that's in the news lately, it becomes race comes into it. Okay. And first of all, I'm not gonna compare us and say you don't hear white folk doing this or you don't hear other folk doing this. That's a lie. Because let me tell you something, Latino people have too much pride in who they are, who their cultural norms, their values. Asian people, that's why they have solidarity. Hmong people, even white Italian people like a motherfucker, Jewish people, they all have a code within their race or culture on this is how we do it. We are the only ones who get really confused about what's what and go at each other about shit. I'm looking at the Deion Sanders shit. Right? People, he's sell out, he's sell out. We're gonna get to that. But what I'm looking at now is this 10-year-old, which, like I said, the more information that comes out, the more we see a situation where here was a mother with a youngster who was obviously having some serious issues, right? You talking about he 10 years old talking to 5 different imaginary friends. You're talking about him, doing cruel acts to animals, picking puppies up, swinging them by the tail, having fits of rage, her reaching out for help. The fact that she had actually went and purchased some cameras to put in her home. Now, people were saying, no, she must have been running the dope house. Why wasn't the gun locked up? Remember the first night it was like, well, didn't know, you find out it was locked up. He stole the keys. But she had a camera. Obviously, this lady wasn't a dysfunctional individual. I don't know her personally. The question comes, how should this little boy be charged? I'm telling you.
It's muted again, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with my mic, but
There you go.
it's all good. I know it'll tell me when it goes off.
Okay.
Look in the chat room. I want to know because I seen a group of they said activists go down and say because to me it seemed like a whole bunch of energy when he does something and he get charged. But where was this energy at to help this mother before he murdered her? All right, so let me go back. Yes, let's get it cracking. Let's see. Dion agreed with me. He said, "Yeah, bro. I said that jawbone didn't sound right. Right. That's why I never put that shit back. Right." Because I came to a dilemma. I was gonna say my mouth, and then I should have said my mandible. No, just better just to leave that one alone. Period. You're right, Dion. I'm glad we didn't step into that territory. Sean Moore said he won't smoke. Who you won't smoke with, folks? Who you won't smoke with? He said I'm in the conversation now. Yeah, you got in it the other night. You got down. He said if we are the original man and woman, then aren't they descendants? I would think so. I would think that that's a good way to look at it. We are the original man and woman.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't take people serious that have a white girl or mixed kids. Dion says.
Damn.
Oh shit, there we go. That's the heat I'm talking about. He said I don't take homosexual people serious neither. There we go. There we go. If you're black and you're gay, does it take away some of your points? People say, well, that's a direct assault on black masculinity. Homosexuality is. I can't really say that. If I'm leading the people, because we know Baynard Rustin, who was Martin Luther King's right hand man, who helped him set up the whole march and everything, he was gay. So I don't know. That's a great one. Sean Moore said, "Me and my son on. It's on, baby. There we go, youngster. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Killing Fields. It's Outlaw Radio." Dion said, "Lock him up until he turned 40." I ain't against that unless he ain't better. Dion keeps saying she was fine as hell though. Dion does truck driver shit. He needs psychiatric help. He does. He does, but you can get that in prison. Ace Cooley, what it do?
Peace.
I just want to know, like, because he said, hold the fuck up. There's not one pure African in America from America. Well, America is only black people are in America. We have some Native Africans who are over here, but if you're from America, you're black. You're not African. You have African descent, obviously. That's why I keep saying black people are the only true Americans. They're the only true Americans. Now, we can claim some ownership in saying we are a part of the original man because they're descendants of ours, but we're not. Of course, we're not. I mean, Massa been all through the slave quarters. We already know that. He's been all up and through there, right? So we know none of us is, 100, unless you can say, no, my grandfather was from here. My mother was from there. So I know, other than that, yeah, he's been up in all of us. That didn't sound good either. Here go a good question. I like this one. Who named you black? Okay, so I've explained this many times, and this is just my perspective. Y'all feel free to call in 262-202-5131. Okay, my mom was a sharecropper. See, I'm a descendant of the Great Migration, right? My parents, is my mic on? Let me know if it cut off real.
Oh, it's on. It's on. Fam.
Okay, my mom came up here. She was born in the 40s. She lived through the Jim Crow South. She went through everything that you see on those Eyes on the Prize things and all that. She came to Milwaukee in 1959. She seen all the stuff you see on the black and white. She could tell you about it. And she was always able to pinpoint to me when we as black people started to take control of our own narrative and wanted to define ourselves as opposed to them calling us colored or Negroes or niggers or spades or monkeys or whatever the fuck they had decided to call us that particular day. And she said, we came together under a common unity and identified with the color black without real knowledge of who we really were or where we really came from. And it became a situation where we wanted it to be something that sounded aggressive. We wanted to represent. Nothing stands out like something that's all black. I don't give a fuck what it is, right? If it's all black, it's all good, or it stands out. So she said, we decided in the 60s, she said, I didn't want to be called African American because I'm from Mississippi. I didn't identify with that. But I was American, damn sure, because I had paid all these dues. So we said we're black. And that's how she identified herself. And I was cool with that. And the more I looked into it and where I'd actually come from and the origin of how I came to be, I agree with her wholeheartedly. That's why I say foundational Black Americans most of the time. So that's why I identify with Black. It's not my name. It's my culture. Black culture is real. Black people, Black America is real. I don't know if Black people say, man, we ain't Black. Okay, you don't have to be. I'm gonna be. I don't know about nobody else. Real, what do you think about that? Because that was a good question by Patience. Shout out to her.
Man, y'all see me, G. My last name Jefferson. You know. So you know what I'm saying? He might have been granddaddy somewhere down the line, you know what I mean? But me personally, I just consider myself, I mean, on paper, I'm Black. But you know how I feel about you know, Black is a culture, but it is not a nationality. And that's what I'm seeking now is what nationality that would legally benefit me going by. You know, as I research into that more science shit and learning about your straw man and taking back you know, like me personally, it's dope as fuck to have a culture. We all need a culture. But I also believe it's even more so important to have a nationality that you can tie yourself to take advantage of these constitutions and treaties and shit like that. So, you know, that's how I feel about it. But you know, with me, man, I can't walk down the street without people not accepting that both my mother and my father Black. I either get Black and Chinese, I get Samoan, I get Puerto Rican, I get everything but Black. But both of my parents are Black.
Okay. Which doctor? I see you on the road. What's shaking, man?
Yeah,
Peace,
Pete.
God.
Look, I just did that pitch contest, right?
You won?
Dog, I won.
Good shit. Good shit. That's my motherfucker.
Yeah, I won, man. Yeah, hey, and it all started. It was a humbug type thing, man. I wasn't even
Right.
planning on getting in the competition,
That's how
but
I
I did it.
go.
I
That's
didn't
how I
win the
go.
first prize though. I got the $3,000.
Hey,
Hey,
I
shit.
got
hey,
Hope you
third
don't
shit.
be
place.
no
Hey,
meal.
look, I
That's what's
told him. I
up.
said, look, hey, look, they was talking about it. I said, man, they said the third place prize 3,000. I hollered out, I'll take 300. I ain't tripping.
Right, right. Shit. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, it was dope, man. Peace, y'all. Definitely. Thank you.
That's what's up, man. We just talking shit and swallowing spit, man. We just talking
Yeah.
shit and swallowing spit. We ain't, man. Enjoy your victory, brother. Enjoy your victory, man.
So I'm gonna try to make it home, man, and catch up with y'all again.
That's what's up. Shout out to that
For
brother,
sure,
man.
fam.
Give
All
it
right,
up, man.
all
Yeah.
right, y'all. I'll catch y'all in a minute.
For sure, fam.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes. Shout out to Kamar. He worked hard for that shit.
Man,
He
that's dope
deserved
as
that
hell.
shit.
You know what I'm
Hell yeah.
saying?
That's what's up, man. Big ass check.
Right, right. I wouldn't be walking down the street with that motherfucker, you
Yeah,
know.
not in
Not in
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
You get your head tore off. You know what's happening. Not in Black Milwaukee, right? Okay, let me get to the chat room. Joey Phillips, my partner, man. It's funny because EP was listening the other night, Joey. Oh man, these is my big brothers right here. Cats who knew me since I was knee high to a flea, man. Brothers who can say they actually in, especially JoJo. JoJo put a lot in me when I was young in terms of game and strength and understanding, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
real shit. Like just this is how you gotta be, little kid. So that's my big brother. So what's up, JoJo? Ewok said we're culture. Erica Ville said why? If this is part of what we're talking about, we got Black people who say I'm not Black though. They said don't call me no nigga. Oh, okay. So we have to be able to define ourselves. JoJo said congratulations. Erica Beale said black and white are legal statuses. They're not complexions of skin.
Right.
If that's your angle, that's your angle. There's nothing anybody can say to me that will stop me from calling myself Black.
Oh no, do
Because
your thing, man.
we've had these conversations a million times, and
Right, right.
people are really brilliant, and they say all kinds of deep shit about. Let me tell you what happened in Commit in 606,
Hey,
and
you know,
I
shit,
be like, all right, cool.
I pull some Taj Tariq Bay out in a second, man.
Right. Motherfuckers go to wearing big bucket hats and shit. Let me see my
Business that they
nationality.
stole from us, man. They stole that shit from us.
The term Black was created to separate freed slaves and white indentured servants to create different laws and privileges. Okay. Thank you for the information.
I sound like she fuck with the Moorish science too, man. That's dope.
Hey, it was created to separate free slaves and whites, indentured servants to create different laws and privileges. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what? Once again, people can get knee deep, and that's what I welcome. I have to go with my mom because my mom lived it.
I
And the
feel you.
fact that her and my father would say, no, we felt a sense of pride in being able to say we were black after so long of being called boy, after not even being considered, not even really even being addressed. So if you look at the 70s, you look at Wattstacks, you look at that whole movement, Black is beautiful, I'm black and I'm proud. That's where a lot of this stuff comes from. So if there's a definitive definition to it that means something, feel free to let that flow tonight. I'm not against that. That's what's up. Thank you for that insight, Patience. Let me give you another one.
Yeah, she bringing the heat.
Pay that woman, right?
Yeah,
Joe, what up, man? Dion said that. I don't know who he's talking to. Joe, what up, man? Oh, you talking about JoJo. JoJo, okay. Oh, yeah, you might know JoJo. Y'all in the same thing. She said it's not a nationality. Okay. Color or of law. You know,
yeah.
Erica would just put whatever comes. She just was so it take like 5 different posts for me to get a whole sentence and shit. Europeans can say they are Irish American, German American, yet we got to say we're black, although they are navy shards,
Probably
navy,
shades. Probably shades of
many
melanin.
shades of melanin. You know what? But once again, I think that is the thing that I've told white people all the time. This is why we are true Americans, because we're the only thing that was really made by this country. Our race was made, it was formulated. The black race was made and concocted by the American chattel slavery system, right? Like, and so, yeah, we can't say I can't call myself an African
I
American
would
because
I
I
would
can't
say
go
our
back to
culture
Africa.
was like, I
So,
mean, there's only one race, the human race, but then I would say our culture definitely was made by America because, like you were saying before, how you were saying how black people the only people that don't talk about their nationality, and I thought about it like when you were naming like Puerto Ricans and shit like that. If you see a person in a car that's Puerto Rican, they got a Puerto Rican flag. But hell,
yeah,
if you see a person that's Jamaican, they got a Jamaican flag. You see a Haitian, they got a Haitian flag. You Dominican, they got a Dominican flag. So even those are people of color from African descent, but they at least still have some sort of tie to a nation and nationality. So like black is a culture and like that, like they said, it's a legal status. And once we call ourselves black, we subject ourselves to the law type shit. So that's
I
what I
don't
was saying.
see.
Like I'm trying to study more of our
I disagree
nationality.
with that. I think we
I
gonna get
feel you.
subjected. We gonna get
Okay.
subjected anyways, no matter what we call ourselves.
Okay. I feel
Because
you.
you gotta see us. It's not what we call ourselves for the reason why they subjugate us. It's because of what we look like.
Well,
It's
have you
because of the
ever
color of
seen?
our
Oh, my
skin.
bad.
No, that's it.
Uh,
It ain't that
have
deep. I ain't.
Have you ever seen the cats who get out of a traffic ticket by having that national card? Like they say, how you really don't need a license. A license means that you are moving property, but they're able to get around just with that nationality card. Like they don't need a passport. It's dude. Like when you dig deep into that shit and see the freedoms that motherfuckers is like using to not have to pay taxes or shit like that. That's what I want, G. I mean, whatever I gotta call myself, whatever nation I gotta
Right.
tie myself into,
He
I
said, "What
don't. That's
about
why I
that
don't.
drum? What drum,
Oh, what
Ernest?
happened?
Talking about black people with the
What
drum.
what
He's
drum do?
black people
A
like
drum.
drums, right? You
Uh,
know,
hey, well that's energy. That's vibration. You can set the tone of the human psyche through just melodic drum tones. Like matter of fact, in Haiti, that's one of the things that contributed to the uprising that brought them their freedom. Was they still were tied to their African spirituality, and they were still able to communicate and bust their moves through communication with the drums.
let me see. Let me see. She said black doesn't have a flag. Well, I thought Marcus Garvey kind of laid this out for us, and I know he was, actually saying he wanted to go back to Africa, and I know
The
he
Pan African
thinking.
flag.
I think that flag was supposed to be the black flag. I thought that's what the whole mission with the United Negro Improvement Association was. She said black doesn't have a flag. Do you need a flag?
Because it
Do
don't
you
have a
need it?
nation.
Does Well, I mean, we are Americans. This is our nation. We're just subjugated in it. We're just
America
we
is a
haven't been given our
corporation.
just due. I don't. Once again, this is black enough. That's what I'm saying. Look
Oh,
how
I
you
feel,
see
I feel
you
you.
see you see how many labels, how many levels this conversation actually has. Because one black person would tell another one, "Well, I'm not black." So we start talking about that, right? And then kind of lose
Yeah.
the ability to unify ourselves on other levels. But once
Right,
again,
right. I
you
feel
were referring to what I was saying earlier, because black people always say, "Well, we the only ones who do that when we go at each other," and we're not, because other cultures, they go at each other about, "Hey, man, that ain't what we do. That ain't how it is." So it's okay for us to do it. I think it's okay for us to have these conversations, but when
yeah.
it becomes counterproductive, right? When you can't
Yeah.
work with me on an important issue because I identify as black, I ain't working with no
Right,
motherfucker who
right.
stay black, right? Like,
Right.
what the fuck is that? That's that bullshit. So
It's called
if you say,
tribalism.
Kev, I don't. So if I say, well, how would you identify yourself, real? You said, well, I'm a human, because the human race is the only
Right. The
race.
human
That
race.
would
The
be
human.
cool for me, but I know if some black shit went down and we had to ride, you'd be right with me.
Yeah, most
So it
definitely.
wouldn't be like I would fuck with you, I would fight with you, Kev, but I ain't black. It'd be like, no, your ass next. You
No,
better get down.
right,
So,
right. Fuck all that. We going down together. Shit, we got a
well,
better
yeah.
chance
I mean,
together. Shit.
so we got to be able to see the forest and the trees.
Right, right, right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I've been so disciplined in trying to catch myself criticizing other black people for what they do and saying that's some white folks shit. That's some coon shit. That's a stepping fetched ass nigga. Or feeling like another black man ain't as black as me because he don't do certain things that I do or move in certain ways that I move. Um Chat room popping. Chat room popping. Let me get this. Erica said they're operating our government and on our land because they told you to come over here on a slave ship from Africa. They told me. So I just jumped on, right? Like, what these chains for? That's just for safety. Put that on. buckle in, right?
Now we
I
all
mean,
didn't
y'all
come
said it
here
was
on
a
them
choice,
boats,
right?
man.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all sure is jobs over there?
We
Let's go.
we all ain't come here on them boats.
Right. Well,
We was here way before that.
she said it was the Pan-African flag. We have
Yeah.
to agree on the bigger things to band together, like our title, like our shades, our sexuality. I don't think we have to agree on. I don't look unless you tell me. Not only are you not black, you're not a man. I'm like, oh shit. Now we fuck. Now now we really going in on the titles. If you tell me, Kevin, I don't want to work with you on a political action campaign because I identify myself as a black man, I think that's counterproductive thinking. I feel like that's just like what are you talking about? So I don't think we ever will agree on our titles. When I'm talking about Latinos, there's Mexicans who say, what is the term that they have for Americanized Mexicans? I forget what they call them, but there's Mexicans who say, I'm not that. I'm a real Mexican. Right? What is it? Damn it. You hear it all the time.
I just know
It's
Tex-Mexes. That's the
not
only
well,
one
no,
I know.
there's one that they have for I've even heard Latino people say I'm not Latinx. Fuck that. I'm so you're never gonna get everybody to agree on the title. So if that's the case, it's like some people gonna get mad because you use the word nigga. Man, don't
Yeah,
use
yeah.
that word around me. Don't say that. It's like, what, nigga, what you talking about? And so,
Right,
so it's,
right, right. You
unless I'm really violating that
know.
rule, where my rule with that word is when I'm around a bunch of white people, I try to minimize that word in referring to another black man because I don't want them to use that as an excuse to chime in and get their ass whooped. Right?
Yeah, I feel
Not that I care about what they think about me or whatever. But if I'm with somebody who, man, nigga, I'll be like, hold on, man, chill that bullshit, cuz. Stop that nigga shit, man. I don't care how you acting, but don't listen. That's my personal rule.
yeah.
Other than that, business is business. Like let's take care of the business, man. I'm not. You can eat all the tofu you want. You can wear all the sandals you want. You can wear all the funny hats and wear those foot Africa Bambata bracelets and shit. That really don't bother me, but that's just me. She said Mexicans are from Mexico. I know, but there's Chicano. That's an Americanized Mexican. That's their term. I'm a Chicano. Well, some Mexicans say I'm not no Chicano. I'm straight from real
Oh, okay.
Mexico, right? So
Okay.
she said black people are the original natives here, but they call the Mexican-looking Indians natives. Okay. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Call in and expound on that because I feel like you're gonna get deeper than I can and start using words I can't pronounce. So in some
All right.
patients, Latino means or covers Spanish-speaking individuals. See, once again, we'd have to have a real Latino on here to really lay the foundation. I'm not gonna talk about them and they're not here. I just know that term Chicano, some of them don't say I'm not. That ain't how I identify as a Latino person, right? Once again,
Yeah.
I think that we spend too much time arguing about the argument. Um,
Mm.
right now we got this built-in kind of thing with conservative Republican blacks who feel like they're in a different class from what I call progressive blacks. I was told by a brother that there's no such thing as a progressive black. There's no such thing as a progressive black person. That's what a white person told you to call black people. It was funny to me because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. To me,
Mm.
progressive black means exactly that. Like I'm a person who's progressive in my beliefs and against the status quo of the United States of America. So I didn't, But once again, if you take everything somebody says and you got to stop and debate about it, if you got to have an argument about it, we got to have a full blown town meeting over some minor shit when it's a bunch of major shit going on. Like I said,
Yeah.
with the 10-year-old, does it matter? Okay, so people say well, it does matter, Kev, because if he's charged in juvenile court, he's gonna get the help that he needs. Why do people think he's not gonna get that help if he's an adult? If he's charged in adult court? Y'all tell me how y'all feel. I personally feel like it doesn't matter to me. I just want him charged.
See, I didn't know all the details, but the way you just broke that shit down today, it sounded like he went on a mission impossible just to kill his mama. Like avoiding cameras and stealing keys and shit. Like, damn.
Yeah. So I keep hearing people saying, well, he's 10. He's 10. He's 10. Yeah, but this ain't no 10-year-old shit that he did. This is some grown-up shit that he did. And the way he went about basically premeditating it for me.
Shit,
I just feel like he's one of those individuals that doesn't need to be with the rest of society. Now, if you want to put him in Mendota or some mental health facility and that's where he stays, but I don't think this should be a thing where a couple 5-6 years and then you let him go again and say, okay, you all right, go back to society. She said, get him help. What help? What is his mama couldn't get him help? She was trying to get him help. Everybody keeps saying, get him some help. What help? What help? What help heals a 10-year-old who kills his mother and then takes her Amazon card and goes and buys some fucking virtual reality headsets? What's
damn,
the name of this program that's gonna help this little dude?
that sounds like a sociopath show right there. Like that. Damn, man. I see. I don't know. I try to avoid the news, so I've never heard all these details, man. But for a person to put that much thought and energy into the life of their mama, I mean, shit, the CIA might recruit them because they prime assassin material. If you able to kill your mama with no remorse, shit,
At
that
10.
that sound like some comic book villain shit.
But it's just the way it happened, the way it went, that he went about it. This is not. People say he's a minor. Okay, I get it. He's a minor. And what's your point? Like I
None of
don't.
that shit sound very childish, man. you know, being able to avoid cameras and get the keys and shit. That's a whole lot of time to think about. Do I really want to do this shit or not?
And then even after you kill her, to then go and still order the goddamn headsets. What are we talking about?
Man, I just pray he get whatever healing he needs and everybody who impacted by that, man.
Once
But
I do
that's
too. I
wild as
pray for the
hell.
family. I
That's
pray for the
wild as
family.
hell.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. But absolutely. But I also think like, look, sometimes a motherfucker just got to go and do their time. You do the crime, you do the time. People say, Cam, that's wrong. I believe my mama used to say, you fuck up in public, you get fucked up in public. That's just the way it goes. Like she says, I work with a nurse who killed his parents, and of course he was white, but anyhow, he became an RN. I personally would ask to be
Dude,
removed from the shift with him,
does he
right?
need to be fucking with drugs and administering drugs and shit like that?
Who the fuck hired him? Who work in y'all HR department?
Putting air
God
bubbles
damn.
in the IV and shit.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. She said that sounds like some
God
video game
damn.
shit. It does. It's unbelievable, patience. The details of
It
this get
does.
gorier and gorier. Ewok, I thought you was done for the night. What's cracking? Don't say some shit and then don't renege in the game of spades. That's some black shit. Don't tempt me. Don't fucking tempt me. What's happening, man?
All right. What I wanted to say was, man, some parents got to reap what they didn't even motherfucking sow, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a demon seed. It's a bad seed. The parents be good as hell. They did everything right. But this little motherfuckers come out, man, they just bad as the motherfuckers, man. So I'm talking about this 10-year-old little bad motherfucker, man. Shit. The shit that I did, my mama didn't have nothing to do with what the fuck I did. Because she didn't raise me that way. I don't blame my mama for stuff that I got in trouble for. You know what I'm trying to say now? Some people gotta sow, they gotta reap what they didn't actually sow. You know what I'm saying? And it's so sad that this lady had to die because her 10-year-old son was just all that fucked up. You see what I'm trying to say now?
I'm following you. I'm following you. I'm listening at you.
Right, man. And you know, what you think, Real?
You know what's crazy? I think I'm more curious because I know they were saying he was having conversations with other characters, you know, so it's like this would be one of those prime psychological cases where, you know, I would be curious to follow it to see what they find out. Cause I mean, that sounds like it exhibit a lot of sociopathic behavior, man, where, you know, he's a child, but with any kind of sociopath, the primary goal is to protect society from them because they exhibit no remorse or any kind of stop sign that says, hey, no, you don't want to do this to somebody. So, I mean, yeah, they're a child, but would I want to be left alone in the room with that child? Hell no. That sounds like that old Macaulay Culkin movie long time ago, The Good Child or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that bullshit.
Yeah, he was just murking people with a straight
Yeah.
face, but that's how sociopaths get down. I mean, I'm in no position to, you know, diagnose this child. I'm just saying that sounds like some sociopathic shit. But at the end of the day, a life is lost and plenty lives are changed. And I just hope everybody gets the help and healing that they need.
Okay. She said, patient said, watch John Chisholm give him a 500 signature. He had his first hearing today. He appeared virtually. I think it's $50,000 for his bail. I think it's 50,000 that they put up. The argument of he's a kid is crazy. And she said, but look at what he ordered: virtual reality headsets. Was he really in reality? Well, the fact that he knew how to get these headsets and go into virtual reality makes me think that he was in reality. I don't like people keep saying, obviously, he crazy. But how calculated is this little dude? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, to go about it the way he did it is like, I look at this as like evil comes in many shapes, forms, and fashions. And sometimes there's evil incarnate. His father, I guess, was at his hearing today, and he didn't have anything to say except for to say, "Yeah, I'm the father." I think I'd go along with the rest of Milwaukee, if to say, "Nigga, where you been?" Like, what the fuck? I like to know his story. What's going on? Let me see. Erica says, believe it or not, there are entities that exist on this planet that you can't see. And maybe he could, but he needs help, not excruciating punishment. Yeah, okay. If he's seeing something that we can't see, like his 5 imaginary friends, they need to be put in a place where they can't influence him to do nothing to nobody else. Right?
Yeah, that's the main point.
So I don't, excruciate. I'm not saying torture him. I'm not saying take him and throw him in a cold, deep, dark hole. I'm saying put him in a secure facility and give him all the help that we keep talking about. Right? Like, so, patient says his mind is not even fully developed. I think his mind might be a little bit more developed than people are giving him credit for based on the action that he just did. I was a badass little boy. I'm trying to tell you, I was a bad little boy. Always into some shit, get my ass whooped 2-3 times a day. Never once did the thought cross my mind of, hey man, you know where I knew where my father's gun was. It wasn't even locked up. Nothing ever said I'm pissed. I'm about to go shoot. My mother done whooped my ass with an extension cord. I didn't go in the room and say, I'm going to kill this motherfucker tonight.
Right.
So, I don't know about the mind developing. Maybe his shit was overdeveloped. Ewok's laughing at me and shit. She said he probably didn't even understand. He did understand what he did because he lied about it at first. That lets you know he even knew that it was wrong to do. You feel me? Or he wouldn't have lied about it. He would have said, yeah, I should have. He admitted it later because he knew it was wrong. It's very sad.
Jeez, man,
Sean Moore
that's
says he
wild.
was taught everything he did.
Yeah.
By who?
I mean, shit, these games is wild. Like I said, you talk about he avoiding cameras and getting keys. That sounds like a Grand Theft mission
Unplugging
right there.
cameras.
Oh shit!
Unplugging them.
Like I used to play a video game called Metal Gear Solid, where it was a game of espionage, where you had to do shit like that. Yeah,
right.
You know, so that sounds like some espionage shit. Like I said, the CIA gonna be showing up for dude, sending him overseas somewhere.
I mean, people say, well, was he in reality? Well, he was in reality enough to say, did my package come yet?
He was able to navigate a real world to get to real shit, to do some real things.
He said, did my package come? He asked them, did my package come?
Right.
Come on, son. Come on, son. Like this, come on, son.
God damn,
it's crazy.
That's a tragic ass event, especially for a mother who was crying out for God damn, G. Like to be crying out for help for your child, not want to get rid of him as just little Freddy Krueger, and eventually it costs you your life. Shit.
JoJo said we have to evaluate this boy deeply. No mistakes allowed. All these bullshit video games and music can lead to a young underdeveloped mind astray. Oh yeah, little bro, you were a handful in your younger days. I was bad, man. Like I'm telling you, and I'm saying that to say there's decisions that you make even that young when you're a managed little boy. And shoot my mother in the head is not one of them. Sean, turn down your device for me, Sean. All right. What's cracking? What's cracking with you, folks?
Peace.
You already know I'm about to call in about this kid, man.
That's what's up.
Like I said early on, right? Everything that he did was something that some adult taught him or something he learned in one of them games, which was more likely bought by an adult, man. This kid is 10 years old. You said that he lied, right? Well, shit. If the kid knows that he can spill some milk at 5 years old, he's going to say, nah, my brother John did that because he don't want to be punished. I mean, that's just a natural reaction for a child, man.
But it also shows that even when that kid spills that milk, they know that it's wrong. That's why they lie about it. So that shows you a level of awareness to say, damn, you know what? I was trying to shoot the wall, but I hit her in the face.
After the fact, right? It's not like they processed that shit before they did that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, they processed that shit before they did that shit. No.
So let me ask you a question, big homie. If you saying he didn't process it, but he went through a situation where he unplugged the cameras, stole her keys, stole the gun out of wherever it was at, and well, you said but you said he didn't process it though. This sounds like he processed the hell out of it before he did it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you tell your dog to sit down, do we process that, or he just sit down because he's been trained to do that?
You said my dog?
Yes.
I would say in the dog's case, he's doing it because he was trained to do so.
Okay, so if they train this child, listen, you train this child. If I'm not here and you're here, you go in this gun cabinet, you unlock this with this key, you point this, and you shoot it. When mama come home, don't worry about it. You're not going to be in trouble.
Now, is this speculation or is this factual? Do you know this for a fact?
I'm not. I don't know that for a fact. I'm saying though, we talk about a single mother, right? That works. You know what I mean? She got to. We already know that he's the man of the house. He know where the gun is. He's the man of the house. He knows where that gun is at. He knows how to unlock that gun. Right? When she's not there, guess what? That's his house. He running the house because she's probably done. And all this is speculation, but it's speculation off of dealing with single black mothers, man. Kids that are 9, 10, 11 years old, and they're the men of the
This lady sounds like, from what we've seen from her family, her sister, and everybody involved, she has been trying to get him help for a very, very long time. She was trying to get, supposedly, she was trying to get the father involved to say, "Hey, you need to help me here." So that's why I hear the spec. I understand this.
In our previous conversations, I didn't say that, oh, he needs to be let out and free. I said that he needs to be somewhere in a facility so that if they can help him, he receives that help, because that whole family was failed and they failed him as well.
Right. Okay. But as long as we can agree that he need to be somewhere, maybe it ain't maybe it ain't Waupon, like I said initially. Because initially I said they should put him in Waupon. I still think maybe he's I still think maybe he should spend the weekends there. But I'm just saying that's a different. It is what it is. I'm willing to create a win-win. Let's just put him somewhere, right, and keep him far away from mine, so he won't let one of his imaginary friends tell him, "Hey, don't process it, just shoot that little girl. That's my daughter you aiming at." I might have to bust back. I'll make me shoot a 10-year-old. So yeah, I hear you, Sean. Let me catch the chat room. Patience says virtual reality. Because Erica Veal is saying he's a kid. Okay, Patience. She said no organization helps until the child has committed a crime or is on drugs. Absolutely, we're so reactive. Look, all the time I spent working for Wraparound Milwaukee. And I worked with adjudicated teenage felons who had all been convicted of a felony as a minor, right? And taken from the home, were supposed to be sent off to Lincoln Hills or Wales. We had them out on Watertown Plank Road in a residential care facility. They got therapy. We got their meds if they had them right, everything right. I was wraparound case manager, but it was always after they done some shit. And there was always extenuating circumstances that led up to whatever happened, in which there probably should have been some intervention then. But even then, the county only helped them to get them over the hump, because once they turned 17, it was all hands off. It was like, yep, now your ass can go. And the flaw that I saw in it, yes, St. Charles and wraparound, no aftercare whatsoever. So you didn't even really get his kid hard consequences, because we treated him like camp out there. They ate off the county. They had video games, fish tanks. We had basketball for them. All these kinds of things. Then they just got put right back where they was. And a lot of them reoffended. I think about 9 of them are dead, and about 10 of them are doing real grown man football numbers. So this system, there's nothing out here to help them. That's what I'm saying. Where were all these people who was lined up today supporting this young man? Where was that energy when his mama was crying out for help?
This is what we were talking about last show, though, KD.
Okay.
Is it not? Ain't this what we were asking about, writing legislation, telling her, all these trauma groups out here just hampering up people's pain and shit, and she's supporting that shit. Like she said, I gave money to OVD. Okay, motherfucker, we know OVD ain't did this since inception, but you could continue to give them money. So once again, it goes back to what Patience is talking about. You know what I mean? They're the problem, man.
Okay.
They support bullshit. They support shit that they know not gonna work, because then that's gonna bring in more money in the budget.
Okay. So you're talking about, you're referencing the conversation with Senator Lena Taylor from Monday's show. Okay, yeah. That what we call that the heat. It was hot around here. It was, the temperature went up on that show a little bit, right? There was a lot of heat coming off the end of that couch, definitely. Kamar, I see you jump back in with us. What's popping, man? We done covered so much ground. Now we barefoot. How you feeling, man?
Hey man, I'm feeling great right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Man, listen, I jumped in a contest that I wasn't even planning on getting into, and messed around and won. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. You know what I mean? I think, hey, Real, I think I was trying to hook you up, and they starting this competition again.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pitch contest right now. Every month I play for 6 months.
What we win?
$3,000.
How much we get?
Hey, y'all get some elderberry syrup, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Elderberry
pull
on the
up on
house.
you. I got more action for you. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is call me, bro.
Right. Ernest said sometimes there's not help for some people, kids included. That's what I'm saying, because Erica
Most
Veal
of the
said, well,
time.
what will that do, or how does that help him? You know, at a certain point, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of giving motherfuckers second place prizes, right? Second place is the first loser. I'm looking at this. You fuck up, you get fucked up, right? Because our community is so it don't matter. Listen, you shot your own mother in the face. For me, that's enough. You can go. The white folks can have you. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. Because I love my mama, right? And so I, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't have a problem with being wrong. First of all, people say, "Kid, I don't know what the fuck you talking about." I'm cool with that if that's how you feel.
You can feel how you want to feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's totally
but one thing I want
you
you to do
that.
is be able to call in and spit your shit and say how you feel, and just stand on what you say too. That's important. So it's Outlaw Radio, man. You can be who you want to be.
I feel like
on Outlaw Radio.
I feel like that young brother needs some help, man. You know what I mean? I really feel like he needs some help. He finna go through a life of hell.
Did he have any siblings?
He finna go through a life of hell right now just because his mother gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gonna have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That's punishment too. You know what I mean? I feel like he need help, man. He need help. He gonna need some help on how to deal with the death of his mother being gone. He gonna have some help on how to deal with what he did. You know what I mean?
And he gonna have to. He's gonna have some help figuring out where the bathroom is in the joint, where the mess hall is, what line to walk on, the times you can use the phone, all that kind of shit.
He gonna need no help for that. They got a line for him to follow.
He said you figure it out, motherfucker. I like this, but by patience. I like this, and I want to go in this direction. She says the black elite circle. They don't care about us either. The black bourgeoisie. We know the talented 10th. We know about W.E.B. Du Bois and the whole government-supported agenda to keep black intellectuals away from Marcus Garvey, which he admittedly participated in. Yeah. One of the things that made me kind of look at him sideways, because I used to, I guess I'm like I'm a nerd. I have historical heroes, right? And so I used to think W.E.B. Du Bois, I'm gonna go get me a PhD too, because he was the first black PhD. But then you find out that he had this whole agenda where he fucked with the government against Marcus Garvey. He conspired against him. So, I understand that. So when we talk about these elected officials, and that was the fire behind what happened to Senator Taylor the other night, I don't think it was that people really, hold her responsible. But I think, they say you too near me not to hear me. Since I got you here, let me give you the business so you can take it to the rest of your elected friends. And so she got heat from people. She stood and took it like a soldier, though. She threw bolos in a circle. Yeah. But I don't that whole black bourgeoisie thing, because we look and see there's a group of black people who live in on a different kind of economic platform than the rest of us, right? And so they don't give a shit about us. Patient is laughing because I said the white folks can have you. Look, when I say that to a person, I'm truly done with them. If I'm willing to turn you over to the white people, I'm done with you, right? Like I'm getting there with Kanye, where I'm ready to say, man, these white folks can have you. Like it's a bunch of McNegroes on my list right now, where I'm bordering really trying to give them away. Herschel Walker, all these kind of step and fetch with Negroes. I'm tempted to write a letter to the white folks, like, look, we have somebody for you. Meet us here, bring us Paul Wall or somebody like that, and we'll do a trade and shit. I'm almost there. She said, Erica Veal said, if he has 5 different conversations, maybe one of those entities did it. Maybe so, but I feel like we should give him enough time to figure out which one it was.
Shit, he's still the hands and feet of them entities. We got to put them in chains. Shit.
Yeah, she said that's not funny. Sometimes it might not be. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes it is. Yeah. Okay, so to put it like this, I don't give a fuck what they do with them. How about that?
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that. Shit. Bernie Mac said, "Fuck them kids," and Kamar, you right too. But oh well, right? Fuck them kids. I'm tired of badass kids doing shit and then saying, "Well, my life was so hard. Shut up, shut you." I don't. At a certain point, you got to learn. you get what you pay for. You reap what you sow, right? You campaigning for an ass whooping and you won. You about to get it. This young man will ever be messed up. He killed his mother. Yeah, that's true. But he need to go somewhere and figure it out. Maybe as I get older, when I grow up, I'll be more compassionate, right? Too bad I'm already an old ass man and I'm still a curmudgeon. I know he's gonna suffer. I know, but imagine his siblings. Imagine that woman's brother, whatever family she got. They're gonna be suffering too. So why not let him bite off a piece of it and chew on it?
Okay. When she reached out for help, where were they at too?
That's what they said. You know, you got to go ask them. Yeah. They was trying to support her, I guess. As best they. Well, you can't say obviously not because it went left, though, man. Can you really say that?
Why it went left? So somebody fell somewhere, man.
Ugh.
About a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, if we gonna place blame, let's place blame accordingly, man. Okay, yeah, he has some blame. I'm not saying that, right? But everybody around him, everybody who was so-called loving him, right? You love him so much that you didn't do shit about all the dangerous shit that you saw him doing. You didn't do enough.
Right.
If you seen him swinging a dog around by his tail, did anybody whoop that ass?
Well, they had the system involved. There's been a thing. This is something that was known in the family.
But we talk about how the system works. Mm-hmm. It works for who it works for.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The system that they have involved, that's not a system that's for us.
That's true.
It was not built for us. It was built to destroy us.
Right. I get you. I feel you on that. I don't disagree right there. And I want people to know you're going to hear me talk really, really. I'm going to talk turkey on here because I feel like we make up too many goddamn excuses. If it's one thing I'm tired of with black people is excuses. I love black people. I'm a proud man of color. I'm a proud member of this community. I fought so hard to bring change in this community for the last 20 years. Working with families, working with young people on many different levels. But I'm tired of us making up excuses. We got too many, especially for people who fuck up, right? Oh, he didn't know. Oh, well, he had a tough life. Oh, no. Listen, the worst situation you can be in is in the penitentiary. Am I correct? From what I hear from brothers who've been in the penitentiary, they say, man, that's some shit that no man should have to go through. That is some fucked up shit. So when you are counterproductive in my community and you out here killing, stealing, robbing, looting, and shooting, when the white folk get their hands on you, it is what it is, in my perspective. Now, did I do enough to go? I did, but I didn't go. So if I hadn't went, nobody would have gave a fuck. They'd have been like, well, he did what he did. That's what Kev did. He was out here foul. Well, nobody been like, oh, well, maybe he had a tough life. So I didn't have no excuses, so I'm not going to accept any. So I'm tired of black people making up excuses, man. I'm tired. Let's see. She said, keep people employed, Erica Ville. Shout out to Eric. Deborah Jenkins Simmons. Most of the time, this is a learned behavior. These people want to put our children on medication and send them off to jail so that these jail keepers can benefit from being a watchdog. All these little hard-head asses need is a grandmama and an ass whooping.
Right.
And I don't, you know what, I don't disagree with you or that sister. Shout out to Deborah Jenkins Simmons. Thank you, my sister. I don't know though. I don't know. Grandma might have got hit too though.
They need a real grandmama, man. I mean,
one of them down south ones who shoot back.
I mean, fam, I'm 40 now. And the girls that I grew up with who actually were known to be crack babies. So we gotta realize that crack babies are now grandparents. And secondly, like I said, I'm 40. I'm seeing people I graduated with twerking in the club with their 20-something year old daughters. So I mean, we gotta kind of expect, we gotta be specific about what kind of grandmama they need, because grandma ain't grandma no more.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I had an old Mississippi grandmother, so I totally knew what she mean when she said that. And my mother was one of them grandmothers where, like I said, we grew up. You got hit. That's how you learned. When there ain't much room for talking. Boom. What you kick me for? Don't do that no more. Oh shit. Okay.
Shit, they used to throw objects, man. You ain't move when they told you to move. It was an object flying.
Pow! Where'd that come from? She on the other side of the room like this. like she just shot a jumper with holding her form, like got your ass, right? Yeah, house shoe, boomerang, right? And caught your ass slipping. She said, I knew you was gonna fuck with that. That's why I took my shoe off. Like, damn. Patience said, condolences to the family. That's the biggest thing we can say, Patience. All of us can universally agree that this is a tragedy, and that family's gonna need some support. He's gonna need some support from the white folks we give him to. Everybody involved is gonna need support, and this is something in our community
just
that's
tragic
very,
as
very
hell.
sad, very sad, very
tragic
sad.
as hell.
Yeah. Crystal Ship said, congratulations, Kamar. Congratulations on your your big ass check. Yeah, yeah. She said, Dion said, I know someone told her to have an abortion with him. What? Damn. Well, how do we know that? Right? How do we know that?
Oh man.
Wait, abortion with who?
With the son. Dion said somebody told her to have an abortion with the little boy. Wow. Wow.
That's cold-blooded right there, man. Yeah. I wouldn't have never even said that.
I don't know. I don't know if somebody did or if they didn't. My grandmama was that lady on Tom and Jerry. You never saw her face. Oh man, that's funny. Let me call her. Let me bring you. I got you, but somehow is this shot? Oh no, caller 262. You live on Outlaw Radio. What's good?
What's up, family? It's Patience.
Patience, what's going on, my sister?
Peace.
So, I'm not trying to make excuses for the boy, but we have to realize the generation that these children are living in, right? We can't express our opinion based off of our perceptions. We grew up in a totally different time.
Facts.
First of all, look at Facebook. Like, it's trying to create this metaverse, right? And the whole idea is for you to live in this virtual reality world. So it's like these kids, they're born into that generation. And I believe that it's harder for them, or it's easier for them to be manipulated as to what reality is, right? And so when you talk about the steps that he took to kill his mother, yeah, he was real strategic, you know what I'm saying? But you're also that way in these virtual reality games. I think just the fact that he ordered a virtual reality headset after he did this is important to look at. My condolences to the family. Like, this is horrible, and if he needs to be locked up forever, because if you're that young and you can do something like that, then so be it. But to put him in an adult prison, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Khalil Broward story.
Yes, we are. I am, at least. Yes.
Right. And, just to have that child. So y'all know how prisons are. Like, to have that child in that environment around grown men, I don't think that.
Well, hold on. Patience. We got to clarify for the people, though. I'm the one who said put him in Waupun. The debate is not for him to go to adult prison. The debate is how he will be charged. No matter, even if he goes through adult court, they're still going to put him in a juvenile facility until he turns 18. So I said that. I'm the one who was talking shit, saying put his ass in Waupun. So it's actually a state law that I guess whenever you commit homicide, regardless of your age, you have to be charged as an adult. So the debate is how he should be charged. They're not going to put him in adult prison. He ain't going to have to walk the yard or nothing at 10.
They can put him in adult prison when he's 17.
Well, yeah. Well, it's time to go then.
But that's 7 years out from now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, if they do that, I feel like maybe at that time evaluate him, see where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not the same person I was when I was 17. I wasn't the same person when I was 17 as I was when I was 10. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't the same person I was yesterday.
Right.
I'm canned today and shit, depending on what state I'm in.
So, I'm not saying just be like, oh, he's a kid, leave him alone. But, these kids are living in a totally different world. And, I think to Sean's point, it's important also to revisit the fact of a lot of times in these single mother homes, they treat the the son as if he's the man of the house. And so, you know, there are factors. And I don't think it's just cut and dry, like, oh, this boy just killed his mother. You know, there are factors, and I think they should be considered. And I think that he needs treatment. But again, evaluate him when he becomes an adult and see where he's at. Like the young lady said, now I wouldn't want that to be my nurse, but that man killed his parents and became a productive member of society. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Ernest, can y'all hear Patience? I want to make sure y'all can hear it because Ernest said it's low. It sounds crystal clear to me. I don't know. Maybe because I got
no, it's kind of low, but everything sounds kind of low except your speaking. Like even when you do your sound effects, they kind of sound like in the background tonight.
I might have done that. Because I might want to make myself sound more important than everybody else. No, I'm joking. I would never do that. But no, I got this fixed. What about now? This should sound much better. Okay, so let me make sure we're straight. All right. There we go. I had to make some adjustments. I'm glad you told me, Ernest. But yeah, Patience. I also wanted to get TR Arthur said Sean Moore said the flip phone. Oh my goodness. Right, it does. Black people, they do you wrong no matter what. But Patience, I hope you're still there. I want to get your final take on the back and forth you had the other night with sister Lena, who, like I said, is a friend of the show. And I know you were passionate and she was passionate. Do you want to kind of lay that out a little bit more, or just kind of close the bottle on it, or what?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can't hear you guys. Okay, now I can.
Okay. So now I was asking you about what happened with you and Lena Taylor the other night, the conversation. I'm not gonna say the beef. I'm gonna say the conversation. I think you were trying to make a point. So let's talk about that. What was it? Because she was saying I don't represent certain areas, so I'm not responsible for that. That was kind of like her thing, and saying people you talking about ain't my constituents if they not in my district. So you had an issue with that. What was the gist of that?
Well, I guess with that particular comment, she said that without knowing what area I was talking about. I actually am one of her constituents. So yeah, I was kind of confused about that. It just sounded like kind of like passing the buck, like you don't even know what area I'm talking about. So
okay. And once again,
I am one of her constituents, and also even if I wasn't, you know, you are in a position where you have connections, you know people, you have resources. So maybe even if I wasn't your constituent, you would say, hey, what's the issue? How can I help? You know, let's sit down and have a conversation. But she was very defensive and Lena-ish.
No, what does that mean? Like she said, Lena-ish.
Well, I mean, if you're an elected official, you know, if someone is coming to you with an issue, or if they're asking you certain questions, I don't think your first recourse should be to call people haters. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that Lena is this round the way girl, but you know, you have to balance it. You're still an elected official and you're a public servant. And sometimes people get so comfortable in their positions that they forget the servant part.
Okay. Look, I think people are so frustrated.
Can I say one more thing? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess another thing.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but they cut you off. Right? Shut your ass up. I didn't mean shut the fuck up, but shut the fuck up. Right? Like, no. Go ahead.
So I guess another one of my issues that night was that same day. Nicole Bird, which you know, her and my brother were on your show speaking about my nephew Denari. She had inbox, mind you, she had emailed Lena's office, but she had also inboxed Lena and, asked her if they could meet, if they could have a conversation. Lena referred her to her office, which was a very generic email, telephone number. And then I come on here and I see, she's got time for this. So I had that conversation with her. And it was just funny to me because when I woke up this morning, I saw that she continued the conversation on the post. And I was just curious why she didn't have time, maybe 5 minutes to speak to a grieving mother, but she had a whole day to going back and forth with one of her hating constituents. You know what I'm saying? So it's like priorities.
Mm. Well, we want to prioritize Outlaw Radio, but I do want you to help people too. Like, I'm glad she was listening. I'm kind of happy she was listening, but I mean, and I didn't.
I am too.
Right. No, but no, I hear what you're saying. I invite that sister, like I told her last night. Feel free to come on whenever you want, because once again, my thing is, I don't be trying to tell people what to think. I just try to tell them to think. So I welcome everybody's input on everything Black. So we can have these conversations and get past a lot of bullshit. So I definitely respect your passion. Sean Moore's the homie. I know he always fired up, and she knows too. I mean, she knows what's out there. She's not new to this. She's been out here a long time, so she knows when people get a chance, hey, you motherfuckers need to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all ain't doing shit. She used to all of that. So it was welcome. It was welcome conversation. That for me it was. I was like, all right, well, we need more of that, like for people to really be able to keep it 100 with each other. So I appreciate your contribution to the show. Let me see. We got, who is this? This is Sean. He says, I have 5 brothers, and not one time at the age of 10 did me or him, my brothers, ever think of pulling a gun on one of our parents. We couldn't play with them. We had a strong support system under our roof, and our parents did not need to depend on their system. In our community, we need our own system, one that is truly for us and is built on the values and morals of our culture. We can't agree on what our culture is, though. We can't even agree on if we Black or not. We can't agree. So how we gonna? Who defines it? And that's why I say we need to get on code with each other. Like if we could do that, if we could say, okay, let's put together a program that deals with the black part. Well, I say Black. Some of my brothers and sisters identify as whatever they are. Let's deal with the cultural part of this. Let's get this kid really the information and support he really needs, as opposed to a cookie cutter social service by numbers program that he gets nothing out of in the first place. Deborah Jenkins says, listen up, I got a 10-year-old great grandson and I got several guns in my home, and he knows that I have them, but he better not put his damn hands on them. You have to set rules in your house. This little 10-year-old went, got the key to the gun lock, and killed his mother. This all took some time. So yes, my heart goes out to the little guy, but his ass needs to be locked down because he's dangerous at a young age. Oh yeah. Deborah Jenkins, give her one of these. Pay that lady.
I don't think nobody said he don't need to go to jail.
Right.
I think you know what I mean. Everybody is saying he need help when he get locked up. Right. We know he's going to jail. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, in there. But the problem is, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no help in the prisons, in the jail system.
That's right. The problem.
That's the
problem.
There's no rehabilitation.
Ain't no help. What they gonna do is he gonna go to jail. He gonna go to some kids jail, and he just gonna sit, do his time till he's 17, 18. They gonna send him to a prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen, man. They gonna forget about him.
Okay.
They gonna forget about him. The community gonna forget about him. Everybody gonna forget about him.
Yeah, we'll move on. Sean Moore said, my son, like his son just said, they didn't play with guns because I never wanted them to believe guns were normal. I'm old school. My father was a hunter. We knew where all the guns was. When they left, me and my brother had a damn good time with them. But I got into a billion fights, never went home like I'm going to get my daddy gun. My mother pissed me off. My mother kicked me in my ass in the store. That was one of her things. She tell you don't touch some shit in Kmart. You go in there and you touch it, she creep on you, kick you right in your ass. I never was like, let you go to sleep. I'm gonna blow her ass away. Even after my father started taking me hunting and showing me how to operate firearms, it was just that. But I understand where everybody's saying, Kev, this ain't you. And you're right. This ain't me. And so I don't, this kid obviously has
his upbringing was different. We got to remember
way
that.
different. Yeah, I had Mississippi grandmamas. I had a Mississippi mama. Like it's just a whole different kind of scenario.
You know, earlier the sister said something about you know, her son or grandson would never touch the guns because she tell him he better not touch them guns. I'm sure that boy mama told him he better not touch that gun too.
Huh.
That's why he was locked up also, I'm sure, because she knew what kind of firecracker she had.
Oh.
The rest of the family knew it, right? The rest of the family was talking about how he acted. So, you know what I mean? I'm sure somebody told him, she told him, don't touch this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he did anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we teach our kids, we tell our kids the right shit to do, but they don't be doing it all the time.
Especially in the case where he has some severe mental issues.
Exactly.
Erica says black has no standing in law or civil litter mortis. I don't know what that is. Erica, put me up on that. I don't know what that is. Dion says I'm confused on how people have empathy for this murderer, but they want bail reform. Very interesting question, Dion. Very interesting question. Let me see. See, we don't care until it affects us. Ewok, what's on your mental?
Yes, sir.
Turn your device down. Turn your device down. We got to get rid of the echo.
I'm walking right now.
Okay.
Yeah. We just spent too much time on this little retarded boy. And you know what? Yes, he does need help. And I'm not being disrespectful because I know mental health is a real big issue. But like you said, I'm with you on this. The little bad motherfucker, somebody got to put their hands on him and put him somewhere where he can't do no shit like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody got to get him. He got to get got. Somebody got to get him.
You got to get got. Okay.
Now that's it. That's all. We ain't talking about him no more. Right. I want to get on to this Herschel Walker shit.
Well, I got something before that, but go ahead.
Kevin is the host.
Well, shit, it's your show, man. You know, I'm ahead of time. Let me know.
He won't call in and say, we ain't talking about that no more.
Right. He's like, move on, motherfucker.
It's your show now. I got respect. It's your show. I want to talk about something different now, man. We've been talking about this little bad motherfucker.
Patience, you with us?
We done. It's over.
Is it Sean?
Yeah, it's me.
Matter of fact, the show is over. Goodbye.
Ewok, I'm sorry. I didn't hang up on you because you're still on hold. Just give me a second, Ewok. I'm trying to work my flip phone. Go ahead, Patience. You said you had something to contribute.
That was hilarious.
Did we lose or we lost her again? Okay, so Herschel Walker has mental illness. I want to ask y'all a question about this, though. And this ain't got nothing to do with the little boy.
Now, fuck Herschel Walker. How about that?
Right.
He's a grown-ass man.
Patience, are you back with us?
Fuck him.
I am.
Okay, you said you wanted to add something. Go ahead. Why am I? I think I got everything on. I don't think.
Can y'all not if y'all?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's kind of just break it. Yeah.
Oh, she breaking up.
Me talking about bail reform has nothing to do with this situation. First of all, I don't even know if empathy is.
Oh, you talking about Dion James because he made the comment of how you have empathy for this murderer.
Becomes an adult.
Oh, we all over the place. Her call is all broke up. Can y'all hear this? I can't hear it. It's broke up.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
Let me clear this. Let me clear this whole line. Let me clear this whole thing up. Maybe I just got too many people. I'm glad TR ain't on. She'll be like, Kevin, you know damn well that flip phone don't work. Vince is in he just made a comment too. Okay, so until I can get Ernest said he can hear us. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't know why. You know, they give me problems with these machines sometimes. I guess we be hitting on too much real shit.
Right.
But I wanted to ask y'all this question. T.I., and I know I'm totally changing it. T.I. came out and said he snitched on his dead cousin when he caught a gun case. His cousin was dead, so basically he put it all on his cousin and he was able to beat the case. And so people are saying like he's a snitch, he's a rat. Is this snitching? Is if your cousin's passed and they say, well, if you say it's all him, you can get out, and you say, yeah, okay, well, it's his then. Is this snitching? Does this make him a rat? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. What y'all think?
I don't think so, but that's kind of on the fence. But I don't think so. You know what I mean? Because it's like they gone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, honestly, if it was anybody but T.I., I would probably say no. But T.I. was like, he had a cat on his record label before. You remember that big ass dude, Alpha Mega?
Yeah, Alpha
Yeah,
Mega.
and he let Alpha Mega go because there was like some alleged snitching. And then I think even that dude, Young LA. So my thing is to let motherfuckers go from your record label because there was alleged snitching, but then be like, yeah, I told on the dead guy. I mean, to me, telling is telling if those are your convictions. I mean, we ain't talking about a square person who, you know,
heard people doing that before too, though.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
I've heard of it happening before.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And
a
I
few
don't
times.
think I don't think nothing ever happened to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got treated like a snitch either.
Well, he said that his cousin spoke to him from the grave and said, shit, put that shit on me and go free, fam, because they ain't gonna extradite me from where I'm at.
Yeah, so that's what he said.
That's what he says in this podcast interview. It's all in the People's News Network.
And we won't know.
Right.
So we won't know because his cousin dead. So,
but see, people are using this to say, we told you he
snitched. That's the same way people saying God told me.
This is not the same case when he got caught with all the guns in his house. This is a gun case he had prior to that. So, but you know, people say you snitch, how you get out with all them guns? But this is one before that. I just want to know. Patience says she don't know what's happening. I don't know what's up with the connection either, Patience. I apologize for that because we was damn good, and then you just started kind of flaking on me. And I made sure that everything is tight on my end, so I don't know. She said, but this little boy has never been on bail. So me advocating for bail reform is irrelevant to this situation. That was in response to Dion's comment that people have empathy for the murderer but won't bail reform. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I hear you, Patience.
Yeah.
Ewok said, hell no, this ain't snitching. He's dead. So, Sean Moore said he's a rat. He said he's a rat, right?
Telling is telling. Especially if that's your personal conviction to abhor snitches.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something, Dig. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, they can't charge. They wouldn't have been. I don't think they would have been able to charge T.I., right? Because see, I done been in situations like I done been in drug raids where me and my guys was in the house, drugs in the house, guns in the house, but don't nobody say shit. Don't nobody say nothing. Everybody go. Like, you know what I mean? If something wasn't in T.I. possession, you know what I'm saying? It ain't his. Bottom line.
Okay. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Right. Unless it was in his car.
Okay.
And even still, if two people in the car, it's really hard to put that on somebody unless it's your car, though. Right.
But if that person is dead and you say, well, shit, I can get out if I just say that was his. I say no harm, no foul, but I'm also not I guess I'm not what you would call, you know, a G or whatever. I'm a square. Yeah. I say, yeah, he's dead. That was his shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know the rules. Patience said, I also never did say don't lock him up. You did not say that, Patience.
Right.
And nobody on this show
said don't lock him up.
Nobody has said don't lock him up. Let's make that clear. Right. Nobody amongst us has said don't lock him up. The argument has been whether or not to charge him as an adult or as a juvenile. We've all said he needs to do some time. He needs to go away. He needs some help. So you did not say don't lock him up. You did not say that. I can agree with you on that. Sean said snitching is snitching and witnessing is witnessing. Okay, that's what's up, Sean. Yeah, you right. Look. Say don't do the crime if you can't do the time, right? Do up. No, that's a different one.
It don't mean a thing.
Right. My bad.
Don't go to bed with a price tag on your head.
Hey, it fit.
Right, it does, right? Patience says, so lock him up and forget about him. I'm advocating for my family and I'm going to do whatever they want, regardless to how I feel about a situation. Okay. That's true. You know what? Once again, when I say a lot of shit that's harsh, just because I was raised harshly. Like nobody ever put the chaser on for me. Everything I ever got, I got it straight up, like boom. My mother never pulled punches. My father never pulled punches. My big homeboys gave it straight to me. They never cared about my feelings. They never tried to baby me or none of that. So when I say that, like, yeah, throw his ass away, put him in Waupon, let him walk the yard. Like I was kind of serious, but I was kind of playing. You just never know which one it was. So I, of course, lock him up and forget him. Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. My mother used to have this thing where she used to say, once them white folks get their hands on you, it ain't nothing nobody can do. You just, so that when you put yourself in that position and you go behind them walls, it is what it is. So yeah, I believe in, I feel you on advocating for the family. So I'm with you, and I'm justice. First of all, let me say hashtag justice for Denari. I'm with bail reform too. I absolutely am, because I think people should be locked the fuck up. That's why I keep saying, when you fuck up, you should get fucked up. Hey man, I didn't know. You'll figure it out when you get out. Hopefully, by the time you get out, you'll be done realized it. Let me see. Sean Moore said, "How do we know he was dead when he snitched?" I guess his cousin had died before they actually went to trial. He was already deceased, according to T.I. and according to the paperwork. A 10-year-old is different than a 20-year-old with 6 felonies. It's very different, very different. And I don't think this is even comparable to the case of the young brother who murdered your family. He should have absolutely been locked up a long time ago.
Right.
There's no way he should have been on the streets. 16, 17, 18, when you at a certain, it's like, now you got to sit your ass down, because obviously I do agree with Sean. Somewhere, somehow somebody failed you, but obviously you ain't, you got to get some different kind of straightening, man. So you need to go sit your ass down. So I totally agree with you on that, Patience. I totally agree. 6 felonies. Why? The only way you could be still walking the street is if you sing a song. Earth, Wind, and Fire say, sing a song, sing a song. That's what you do.
Man.
You're a choral representative. Deborah Jenkins Simmons, she said, a hard head make a soft ass. Man, you must have hung out with my mother growing
I
up.
like
That's
Deborah
all she
Jenkins
used to say.
Simmons, man.
I'm feeling her.
We need more grandmothers like
Bro, let me give her one of these. Pay that woman, man.
Right. Man.
Oh, man.
Man, I remember when grandmamas used to be like that, man.
Man. If I was dead and one of my so-called homies said I did the whole damn thing, so what? I'm dead. That's true, Ernest. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, your name ain't in no paperwork. Like, it's like to me, that's almost the only situation you can snitch in.
I mean, my biggest issue is how hard he went on snitches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's the thing. It's like he let people go, fucked up their money, fucked up their name on the grounds of shit, and then it's like it fits because it's his situation and how he did it. If you got convictions, I don't give a fuck if you think grape soda is one of the worst things you could put in your body. Don't ever let me see you with a grape soda then. Because that's just hold to your convictions or you ain't shit to me.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see what the big homie said. He said, until the system of justice is overhauled, bail will never be reformed. Corruption prevents bail reform. Why is that, Sean? I still got space. I know I've been trying to keep up. I love when y'all bring the energy like this, and I'm forced to figure this phone shit out and all this, and manage this chat room. I'm telling you, it's like walking and chewing gum at the same time. Hit me up. The line is open right now, Sean. Erica Ville said it might not have been one of those entities that shot her. Because I just read that he hears voices in his head, demons, 2 girls that tell him to do bad things, and another demon. They can live through people, and the person is unaware of it. I don't know about if that's the case. He damn sure need to be separated from society, Erica. If it's that much going on, you justifying locking him up. Big Sean, what's going on, man?
What it do, boss?
Chilling.
So, let me expound on that, right?
Right.
Because we know that. I'm gonna give you a prime example. 5th district, right? 5th district is Milwaukee's Rampart. Okay.
Okay.
And that district is supposed to uphold the law and arrest perpetrators and violators of that law, right?
Okay.
However, there are officers within that district, and other officers know about it, so they're culpable, right? That break the law to uphold the law, which in effect voids out the law. That law is now null and void if you have to break the law to uphold that law. And then you go into the halls of justice where there are district attorneys that use fake and coerced testimony to lock people up.
Okay.
So some of these people, and I know people, without bail, they'll just go away, fade away, without proper due process, without ever receiving justice, because if you lock down, you can't fight your case like you can if you're on the street. Nobody can investigate more than you can against corruptness or corruption.
Right. Okay.
So until, like I said, until there's an overhaul, man, bail ain't gonna be reformed. No, they can end cash bail. That's not gonna stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? There's still gonna be people out there that should be locked up, right? They didn't get charged because they're useful to that system that's corrupt.
Right.
Witnesses are still gonna end up killed, right? Witnesses are still gonna be threatened, right? The crime may go up.
That's right.
So look at Chicago. They wanted bail reform. Look what they did to them. Okay, you want bail reform? We gonna give you bail reform, but you got to deal with all of this now. You can't call us for this. You can take some pussy. You better not call us. You know what I mean? If you shoot him and he don't die, guess what? He ain't got to go to jail, boss. That's a second degree or a manslaughter over there.
Well, I think that's what she said. This bail situation is federal. Look at Chicago. It's not just Milwaukee. This is about to get deep, she said.
Yes.
Okay.
So and look at it though. Look at how corrupt Chicago is.
Right. Historically, yeah.
Right? Look at how corrupt it is. So this is how they deal with it, because they don't want to really deal with that system. If the system operated for everyone, right? If it was a system based off of unity, right? Oh, unity is within this system and everything is truly equal, right? We wouldn't be having these conversations, man. We wouldn't be having these conversations. Because justice would be equal and it would be swift.
Okay. I agree. I don't disagree, right? I don't disagree. It's many levels to it. It's many levels to it. And I understand that, Sean. Especially when we talk about legalities. People don't understand discrimination and racism in this country for a long time. One of the realest problems with it is that it's all been legal. It can all be explained legally. Like, you can go into a place and something racist or discriminatory can happen to you, and you can think, well, this is very simple. I'm just going to take them to court. Well, they can get a lawyer to dissect your whole argument and apply legalities to it, right? And we know that they're based on some racist principles and ideologies. So, yes, the way they do it, they know the intended consequences happening. I think I heard Rail say, people keep talking about how the system is failing. The system's not failing. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do for who it's supposed to do it for.
Right. That's what Rail always says. The computer is puting, right? It's puting.
White
The
folks
math
still
is
getting
math.
rich. Black folks still dying. White people are still, about to get Milwaukee for pennies on the dollar. Like the system is working for who's working for.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's see.
So when my son said that we need our own system based off of our culture, right? Now, let's go back, and we ain't got to go back that far. Some of y'all may be too young to remember, but I remember when Milwaukee had its own system, its own way of operating in the black community, right? It was based off of respect and honor, right?
Right.
Everybody knew don't go up on 27th Street with that bullshit, because the Freemans were over there and that neighborhood was going to support the Freemans, and the Freemans was going to look out for that neighborhood. It was rules to that shit, right? Just like you can go on the other side of Capitol with that shit, because they had families and shit over there, down off of Vine and Garfield and all over there. The Moffats and shit, they protected that community and those standards, right? They upheld the standards that came from their parents.
Right. That's the Capitol I grew up on. That's the Capitol Drive I grew up on. I don't know about nobody else.
You know, you had mothers like Mama Jenkins. That's my people too, by the way. You had mothers. You had mothers like Mama Jenkins on every block. Every fucking block. You know, when we were doing the 20 blocks, 20 weeks, that was one of the goals, right? To find those aunties and those grandmothers that still had those values of old.
Okay.
Because if we could harness that, right? If we could harness that energy and that power and unleash it on the black community, listen, man, listen. 4-5 years ago now, I'm not saying now because these little bastards, they don't respect shit. But 4-5 years ago, man, you could still go in neighborhoods and talk to some of these cats, and if they see women or women of God especially, right, especially somebody's grandmama that they knew, they would still tuck that shit and get right, and they may not be listening, but they would act like they would.
Right.
Respect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That right. Listen, man. So when my son said that, that's because he was raised like that, and that's what's missing. That's what's missing in our city. He and I'm not trying to push his campaign right now, but he didn't just come to me for advice when he decided to do this. He went to Mama Jenkins and them too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he said he needs his elders for their wisdom.
Right.
There's stuff I can't give him that she can.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if we had leaders like that downtown that actually listened to the people and included them. We might not be having this conversation either.
That's right.
Because now we're talking about accountability, right? Responsibility, and my responsibility to the people that placed me in this position, right? To fight for them.
Right. Now,
that's supposed to be an honor.
Patience says, I have a police officer friend that said they second guess arresting people because they know they're going to be late night and
right back out. I think she meant let right back out.
Oh, she said let right. She meant autocorrect. Y'all forgive me. It wasn't me that time. I'm telling you, I did go to King. Right, I'm telling you, I did. I can read. Erica said
you ain't making King look good. My bad. I didn't mean to say it out loud.
No, listen. I truly believe you ain't alive until somebody's insulted you. I love that shit, right? Like Ice Cube said, "Come on, punk, I'm the nigga you love to hate." You know, that's the energy I operate off of. Fuck you, Ice Cube. Yeah, come on. Erica said it's not equal because they're using colorable law when charging our people. Christian black codes, she said. Patient says put that money into reform so there's viable programs for kids like the 10-year-old. Well, that's the question I keep asking about all these people who were there. See, I kind of side eye those people who were standing behind. I think it was the sister Charlene Moore from Urban Underground. When I see these people, and it's usually the usual suspects, right? I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but we know people who like to be in front of the camera, right? And it's usually the same people. And I'm like, man, all these people have assembled to say don't charge him in adult court. But where were they, and where was that energy, or the energy dedicated to resources to help that young brother when that mother was calling out for help? Where was
Can I answer that question?
Go ahead, brother.
If nobody else wants to answer that question, I'll answer that question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. They get off at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. They were done working. Right?
They was off work.
You know, listen, that's going back to one of my previous statements. You know, they call themselves activists and organizers, but when you're doing that type of work, when you're committed to that type of activism, that type of organizing, right? That's a 24/7 job. There is no, I can take off. No, you're dealing with people's lives. You're dealing with people's pain. You're dealing with people having to get up every day and deal with shit that they don't want to. They want to give up, right? And you have chosen to serve these people. And when you take off, you fail these people. You fail these people, man. And every one of them up there talking, okay, you talking now. But like you said, where were they at? They're a part of the system of failure that continues to perpetuate the loss of lives in our society, man.
So how about this? And Patience says you need your own show, by the way. I thought you had a show. Like Ernest said, I thought you was Outlaw. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I am.
Right.
You know, your show is my show. My show is your show.
Right. Temptation's always trying to leave and join another group. That's why I just let you talk, because I thought you already had a show.
I got my quarter, Otis.
But okay. So, and I want to say this because people say, well, y'all talked a lot about this tonight. It's a very important issue, and it exposes the different layers of kind of what's going on in the community. But what if that group who showed up were there to say this? You know what? We just want to make sure this young brother receives the help he needs, regardless of where y'all put him and how y'all sentence him. We just want to make sure that as a 10-year-old, he's not thrown away somewhere and doesn't receive the services or the right legal representation, because he has a public defender.
Right.
So I feel like if they had been there to say that, or even say, hey, we're going to organize a criminal defense fund for this youngster, and so we can get him some real legal representation so he can be put where he needs to be put, I think that would be better served than just standing there saying, well, don't charge him as no adult. He need help. I mean, I'm saying, I feel like there should have been more substance to their reasoning.
You made a statement earlier, right? Y'all were talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between conscious and woke? Right? That's that woke shit. But conscious individuals, you know, they don't think about self all the fucking time, because that was about them. Like you said, that wasn't about that boy. That wasn't about helping that boy. You know what I mean? Y'all are putting forth this argument that's based off of what?
Okay.
Some racial shit, right?
Right.
This is about systems. This is about failures. This is about accountability. This is about changing how you interact with people and finally realizing and taking responsibility and saying, maybe this is not the field I belong in. Because this isn't the first child that we've lost or are going to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're losing children and women Okay.
Yeah. At an elevated
come on
rate.
now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Are we saying that this case is so special because he killed his mother? Well, guess what? The last lady who got killed, the sister who got killed a couple days ago,
she was a mother.
She had 5 kids.
Yeah. She didn't get killed by one of them, but yeah. I mean, that's
okay. Somebody.
Right. I get what you're saying.
All right.
I get what you're saying.
She got killed, right?
Right.
Where's the outcry for her too?
Well, that's crazy because it's other people that have been murdered in this. This is crazy. Something's going on with that van. I don't know. Look, because they found the 50-year-old who was supposedly involved.
That was Teddy B. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. I didn't know the brother. Deborah Jenkins says, well, let's talk about bail reform. A white man posted hundreds of thousands of dollars for a man that was wanted for murder in my nephew, and label him as a menace to society by the U.S. Marshal. Next show, I will call in and talk about this situation. This shit is unreal. Well, back in the day, the grandmamas
I'll talk about it.
Well, back in the day, I'm just reading her comment. This is Deborah Jenkins Simmons. She said, well, back in the day, the grandmamas would knock these punks out. Like I always say, please don't let no one child run up on me because his people going to collect his ass off the concrete. I'm going to drop his motherfucking ass with the quickness. This sister is outlaw for real. Welcome to the family. Because she said, I can't see the rest of the comment. She said, because they asked, I can't see the rest of the comment. She said they asked. Now, are you saying
that's my mama, man?
Huh?
That's my mama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my mama.
Okay.
That's mama. So her nephew was killed up on Locust, right?
Okay.
And dude, bail was paid for more than $120,000. Okay. The person who paid it though, I don't know if he still is, but his paperwork says that he was working with the government.
Is this the white dude on the south side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was on paper when he paid the bill.
Yeah.
So look at how many hands that went through, and nobody was alerted, or people were alerted and just didn't give a fuck, or they authorized the shit.
Wow. That's crazy. This back to that low bail thing again.
It also goes back to, if we want to deal with this bail reform, right? We have to change leadership in this city, man. I'm not talking about just the electeds. I'm talking about police, district attorneys, whoever, right? Because the system is full of corruption. It's full of corruption. Now, Norman's been there a couple of years. He ain't really been there too long, but you've been a part of a system that has been corrupt, and now you're in position to change this system, to clean this system up. Does he have the support to do it, or is it that he don't want to do it? We got to question this shit, because we know that known confidential informants are moving money through the jail system to get violent criminals released so that they can come back out and kill more of us.
Wow. That's crazy. Vince
now
said,
that's some outlaw ass shit.
I didn't read your comments, Vince, because I think you put them on Facebook and I haven't looked at it yet. I seen you commented on Facebook, but you didn't comment in the chat room. I didn't see you make a comment in the chat room. Let me go back and look. Patience said our elected officials expect us to be political, to know lingo, policies, and procedure. Isn't that what we elect them for? They're supposed to speak for us, not at us. Their self-interests are a deterrent to us as a community. I totally agree. Give her one of these. Pay that woman. Mama Jenkins.
Patience, my people too.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't. You made it. You made the connection. I appreciate that. Shout out to you.
Okay.
Big foes, as they say. Patience Phillips says, Mama Jenkins, wait until you find out who posted Jaquan's bail. Yeesh. Oh man, it gets deep.
Well, let me let me sit. No, let me stop. Let me stop. I don't know if I can do that.
Right.
If I have to do that yet.
Right.
Well, you can say whatever you want on here. I don't know, if y'all got something y'all need to work out, but you can
Wait
say.
to see the content come up that I can or not yet.
You're
let me
saying
know.
you want the family to give you clearance to say who paid the bail. She
Yeah.
said, Sean, shh. That's what
Okay.
Patience said. All right.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So we'll find out as we need to know. Listen, I want y'all to know, man. I want y'all to know. First of all, share the show. That is the best way to support us and what we do. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have some things coming down the line. I don't want to talk about them yet. But I have some things coming down the line. So it's something to look forward to in terms of how we do the show. I'm not going to really, give you all my business yet. Let me see what Vince said. The fact of this matter is the boy murdered his mother. In his defense, they need to investigate what social service agencies his mother consulted. They need to be called out. They failed her son, and the family, and the black community. Those people on the news talking about not punishing the boy harshly, they ambulance chasing. He said they're ambulance chasers, the people who was at the press conference. Where were they when his mother was crying out? That's the story that needs to be told. Why aren't they talking about the tragic death of his mother? This young lady is our sister, our mother, our daughter. Where's the love for her violent death?
Yeah.
Totally agree.
That shit.
Right. Sean said they was off work. He said they went home for the evening. If you call the office, you got the message. Please leave a message. I respond as soon as possible. Right. And people would say, well, Kevin, they can't, they shouldn't be expected to stay on. I mean, I did this thing, and I laugh all the time about one of the mistakes I made when I was a care coordinator is that I gave my clients my personal phone number. I had a work phone issued through wraparound, but I gave them my personal number because I was young and just full of energy and trying to make a difference.
Make
I would get
changes.
calls all night long, man. I'm talking about Mr. Barnes, and he done stole my car. I'm like, okay, did you call the police? No, I called you first. Okay, well, hang up and call the police, right? And then call me back. But I guess it goes to what Sean says is when you're a servant leader, you got to keep, and you in that work, you got to be all
off
in.
time.
Right. It ain't just knee deep. It's totally deep, as George Clinton would say. Deborah, my sister Deborah Jenkins said, I want to support your show. Let me know how. I love it. I surely appreciate that. I really appreciate the love. All you got to do is just share and tune in. I tell people hit the Cash App, but that ain't the way to support the show necessarily. If you share it and you just tell a friend like, hey, here's the real and what's going on in Milwaukee. Y'all need to tune into this. Consider it stamped and official. So I appreciate you appreciating us, my sister. Thank you for your energy that you put in, because this show is sound like I said, sound like you knew my mama. As my mama talked about ass whooping like it was the cure for everything. Oh, he's still whoop his ass. He lie, whoop his ass.
You get a sense of nostalgia hearing the real grandmama again, man. I miss that shit.
So let me correct you, KD.
Okay.
Because she old enough to be your mama too, so call her Mama Jean.
Oh, okay. You got to be given clearance to do that, though. I don't know. Mama Jenkins. But that's
the thing. So check this out. If everybody, right, it's just like when you raise a kid, right? Mama is a sacred word in the household.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? When you call somebody mama, that's a sign of respect. That's of the ultimate love, right? The ultimate respect, the ultimate honor. So, me personally, and this is just me, sisters that's not that much older than me, I call them mama. You know what I mean? As a sign of respect, because I want others to hear me doing it. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm a man. You know what I mean? And I try to carry myself as such. But to hear a man calling a woman mama, right? We don't hear that no more. I grew up hearing that everywhere I went. Mama, 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 mama.
Yeah, I think it's more of a respect thing, because for me, it's only one. And so, like, my mama, it was like, she was just a looming kind of ginormous figure. So, like for me, that's always reserved for us, like a really high level of respect. And I may not say it, but I will say, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes,
Yeah,
ma'am, no, ma'am.
yeah.
And it's the same kind of energy. But you know, I'm happy that you know I've made the sister's acquaintance, and Sean said call her Mama Jenkins. So that's what I'm gonna call her. Mama Jenkins. Thank you for calling in.
All right.
Patience said, I love it here. I do too, Patience. It's fun in Chocolate City. That's what we used to call it. This is City Hall's number, 286-2122. Okay. Put it out there. City Hall. Listen, man, I know Kamar. Congratulations to Kamar. He won this thing. He won the $3,000 pitch contest. Support this brother, man, with whatever he does.
Right, man.
Support Rail. Get involved, man. Get off the couch, man. Get off the couch. She said, I love y'all. This Mama Jenkins, as you told me. She said, I'm just 71. If my mother was alive right now, she would be 80 years old. And so it would be, I just wish I could have seen 80-year-old Ida Barnes, boy, because she was something else. So if she was alive, she would be 80 years old. So that go to show you I'm raised old school. That's why I act like a hillbilly sometimes. Because we got this straight up Atala County, Kosciuszko, Mississippi. That was the government in our house. It wasn't no democracy. It was damn near black communism, right? Like my parents rule at home with an iron fist. You got a lot of shit. The benefits was great if you did what you were supposed to do, but you know you get touched when you steered clear of the line. Trust me, I know. I keep telling y'all. I grew up. It was just physical. It was no coincidence that I played football because it was always physical around the house. But so listen, Rail, you got your books. You got your TikTok popping. Get the people your TikTok. I'm trying to get into TikTok, but I can't. I ain't really figured it yet.
Well, holla at me if you need some help, G, because right now that's where the attention and push is, you know, especially it took me a while to get on it because I was like, that's for young folk. I don't feel like learning some new shit. But as of right now, that's like the main avenue of getting the message across because that's where everybody is. And it's folk that watch it all day like TV now. So my TikTok is higher frequency, HIGHERFREAKUENCY, where I just like to talk about the psychology behind certain things. And like I said, this morning we were discussing, there was a clip about child sexual abuse, and it asks you what, as a survivor, what would you wish somebody knew? And I posted a video just saying, watch your children around your children because, you know, like even when I was in daycare, at the age of 5, you know, I used to, during nap time, I never slept. I used to look at other people's cots and you'll see 2 little girls hunching and shit. So, you know, we really got to just watch our children around children if we want to continue to protect our children.
Exactly. Kamar, big winner. You done got that big ass check. You got what I call a BAC. People say, "What's that?" A big ass check.
Right.
That's a lot of CMOS, my brother. What's going on? What you got coming up this weekend? The award-winning Ghetto Witch Doctor. What you got coming up this weekend?
I'll be at Outpost Saturday on East Capitol.
Okay.
You hanging out down there at Outpost on East Capitol. There'll be a couple other people with me. I'm not sure exactly who's gonna come out, but yeah. We'll be down there this time.
That's what's up. Mama Jenkins said, my husband from Kosciuszko. My people, man. The Mallets, the Barnes, the Mitchells, Zolikoffers, you know, the Martins. Just so many ways I'm connected to Kosciuszko, Mississippi, right? So we might be cousins. Patience said, what time you gonna be at the where you gonna be?
From 10 to 2.
10 to 2. Joey Phillips said, me too, my brother. Mama Barnes did not play with us at all. I'm telling you, this brother has known me and knows my whole family. And, you know, my moms and pops was, you know, just a real solid pillars of the community, but she played no games. A lot of people got touched over the years. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. Look here, man. Let's try to figure out.
Hey,
what's that, Sean?
Damn, just don't forget about me, huh? I know I ain't, you know, original guest on the show, but damn, bro.
You're not a guest. You're not a guest. You're not a guest, right? You're part of the show. What's cracking?
Anyway, man. So listen, on behalf of my son, everybody in the 9th district, Be looking out for him. He gonna be knocking on your doors, man. He's trying to bring you new ideas, a new direction for the city. So the ninth district will be to see y'all.
That's what's up. Ninth
That's
district,
dope.
right? And
Yes,
as soon as possible, we're gonna get him on here and let him pop his peas, man. Lace
Yeah.
these
Oh, yeah,
people
he
up,
gonna
tie
pop
their
his
shoes, tie their shoes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm done.
so, like I said, support any and everything you've seen on this show. You know, Kamar, Rel, the brother Sean, his son. Man, you know, Patience and her family with Justice for Denari. Support. My thing is we got to figure out a middle ground because I think, like I said, I think we spend too much time arguing about the argument, right? What is this? What is that? Who's black enough? Who's not? And we don't even have to waste time about real what do you think black is? What do you think black is? I think we all have a real sense of where we need to be and how we need to be. I think we have a basic understanding of what we want to see our people become and how we want to see our communities formulated, but a bunch of different intangibles and variables come into play. And it puts wrinkles in the water, right? So we talk about extreme poverty. If we talk about economic disparities, we talk about learning achievement gaps, we talk about redlining, we talk about redistricting when it comes to voting, all this kind of stuff. Mass misinformation. I call it mass misinformation. Everybody talks about mass incarceration. I'm talking about mass misinformation in which people are intentionally not given or provided with the outlets and resources to the information that they actually need, right? So we talk about mental health. Well, if people are not given resources to deal with their mental health or the maintenance of their mental health, then it becomes a problem. If people are not given resources and access to being able to build generational wealth, then generational poverty becomes a crime, right? If I don't never give you access to good books and real literature, illiteracy becomes a problem, right? What we got to start doing is being more proactive than reactive. Because we want to wait until something happened and then we say, well, what's going on here? Where the help at? In terms of providing things that can help us all along so that this shit is prevented. Now, I used to have a coach that used to say, proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? A whole bunch of P's, but it was absolutely true, man. It was absolutely true. And when I meet a person, another brother and sister, I'm not necessarily concerned with your political party, whether you light-skinned, dark-skinned, whether you're a Scorpio or a Virgo, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. I'm not concerned with any of that. I want to know, what do you want for our people? If we can talk about the greater good and the big picture, you my man 50 grand. If we don't agree and you say fuck black people, then we can agree to disagree, and I can tell you speed on before you get peed on, and when I piss, I do not miss, right? And so whether or not you agree, that dictates where we go from there. My point is, it's either all of us against everybody or all of us against each other. I'd rather see all of us against everybody else, because I feel like that's the only way other races and cultures have been able to kind of leapfrog us in this country. Yeah, we've been through a lot of shit. A lot of us been intrusive and exploitive, and it's been real objectifying. But there's a way to get through this. We get over this shit. Like Big Mike said, get over that shit. Get over that shit. You play yourself and run into some more of that shit, right? So let's learn from the past and build for the future, man. And just in case you ever run across anybody who, no matter what you talk about with them, it seems as if their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution, it's on you to know that that person is a goddamn coon. I will see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love, man. Power to the people. Capitol Drive in Atkinson. Stand up.
Peace.
Peace.